In a somewhat ironic move, since Apple's a company that prides itself on a closed ecosystem, Apple is apparently exploring embracing Sony's VR tech in a collaboration that could bring Sony's PSVR2 controllers to the Vision Pro platform, which could be about more than gaming, actually. I didn't realize this, but the Vision Pro has apparently sold less than 500,000 units so far. And there's a lot of talk recently about whether or not Apple should have gone further or harder in a gaming direction rather than just kind of an entertainment, streaming, productivity sort of direction like it seems like they initially headed. And you could read this potential collaboration or news of it as Apple maybe starting to think more about bringing the gaming experience to life in a new way. But it's not just about gaming, like I said. So right now, when you're controlling Apple Vision, you're using a variety of actually really interesting methods, mostly with your hands. You can input things with a keyboard or mouse as well. But when it comes to manipulating precisely things that you're seeing in a mixed reality atmosphere, nothing really does better at the moment than using a dedicated controller. And so for that precision, that seems to be why Apple is really after checking out these PSVR2 controllers versus just keeping people using their hands, eyes, and a keyboard or mouse. So it's kind of interesting. Imagine if your VR headset could use the same controllers that make playing VR games on Sony's PlayStation feel incredibly real. Of course, the key is immersion, right? And making a gaming experience or anything feel a little bit more real with haptics, with precision. Honestly, if this turns out to be the direction Apple heads here, I wouldn't be at all surprised. And maybe this would be like a stopgap measure, kind of like what they're doing with ChatGPT and AI before they develop their own Siri LLM. It's like a stopgap thing to at least give to users so they can get more out of it before Apple comes out with their own thing. In this case, potentially controllers. But the reason it's not weird to me is that Apple's let you connect third-party controllers, including from PlayStation, Xbox, to things like your Mac or your iPad for a long time now. And so this actually would seem very similar. Whether you're working in VR or not, if you're ready to be as productive as possible, then you'll like my productivity course called Learning to Be Productive, which will equip you with the skills to master your tech ecosystem for unparalleled efficiency. Check it out. It's linked up down below and is 50% off for the holidays. Now, for the people that have bought into Vision Pro already at the price that it is, I think what I'm reading as I read the room is mostly a mix of excitement about this. I think what people are curious about from the outside looking in is, will this just kind of cater to what's already kind of a smaller niche segment of Apple users? Or will this more democratize VR stuff for everybody, for a wider market, expand things? Personally, I don't see that expansion coming just because this becomes available. In fact, it drives the cost up a little bit more. Let's say that this is a huge differentiator, with the Vision Pro experience. Well, now you have to buy an already expensive device that costs over $3,000 and these additional controllers for a better system. So I don't really see this necessarily growing the pie of users at the moment. I think Apple still needs to bring the cost down, shrink the device a little bit. Obviously though, if you were hoping for better gaming inside of the Apple Vision Pro, this would be something that would excite you. On the productivity side, if you think better hand tracking could improve your productivity in the applications that you use, allow you to have more intuitive interaction with the virtual objects and environments, this might be exciting for that too. Like I said, precision. And then there could be a creative angle here too. If you're an artist, a designer, an architect, for instance, you might get a boost from using VR tools that have more precision to enhance your work in a 3D space. Here's the thing. There was a report from VR Society that said gaming-related VR hardware had a boost of 25% over last year. So maybe Apple's taking a look at that and they're saying, well, if we expand what's possible by working with integrations from other companies, maybe we can experience some of that boost as well. Of course, Apple Arcade exists, but people are always saying Apple needs to do more to attract developers in the AAA category, or maybe even invest into creating some AAA titles for their platforms. Let me know if this changes the math for you on the Vision Pro. If you're using the Vision Pro, are you excited about this? Why or why not? And I'll catch you in the next video.